What's up guys, Platypus here, bringing you a VOD review or champion guide for GP mid. I've been wanting to do a series like this for a really long time now, but I've never really gotten around to it, and I do plan on doing this for a lot of mid laners, so be sure to look out for that too. So first things first, before we get into the VOD review, I like to look at runes and masteries. So for GP, I run just flat 80 quints and marks, scaling health seals, and these scaling health I like to run on every single mid laner. The reason being is that you're usually going to get some resistances from items you buy in game, and the less health you have, the less valuable those resistances are. So if you buy resistances in game and you have these scaling health runes, it's just going to help those resistances become more valuable as the game goes on. And then I run flat magic resist glyphs because pretty much all of the mid laners you're going to be going up against right now are AP, unless you're playing against like Zed or something. So next off we have masteries. Since I don't have any attack speed in my runes, I like to take points in Fury just to help you farm a little bit easier in lane. And then Feast I also take on every mid laner. It helps you sustain quite a bit more than you would think. And then Vampirism just helps you sustain even more. And then increased damage to targets with impaired movement is super strong on GP just because your ult slows them so much and your barrels also slow them. And then in Resolve here, this bonus armor and magic resist doesn't do anything for GP because you're just going to be building full damage. So health per 5 seconds is pretty good. And then this helps you sustain from auto attacks a little bit more. And then runic armor here actually helps you with your oranges. Your oranges will heal you more if you take this one. Reduce summoner spells. Swiftness just helps you. Tenacity and slow resist, so any CC. And then Grasp of the Undying is so good on GP. You can just spam your Qs on them and just get that much health back. So all of these, you have quite a bit of sustain in lane, health-wise. So I just think this mastery tree is really strong for him. So now that we've covered runes and masteries, let's hop into the game. Okay, here we are in game, and before the gameplay actually starts, or here, I'll just start it up while I'm walking the lane. I like to look at the team comps and just kind of determine your win condition and think about what you need to do this game. So if I look over here, their comp is pretty tanky and pretty bruisery. Their main damage is going to be Lucian and Irelia, who builds a bit of tank. So I know they're going to be really tanky. I know I'll probably have to get a Last Whisper sometime. Let me just switch to myself. And then if you look at our team comp, we're kind of the same way. We have Maokai and Hecarim, but our comp has, I think it has more CC than theirs, and we have lots of AoE things like GP ult, Maokai tanks AoE, Hecarim has an AoE ult. I think our team fight is way better than theirs. So I really think we need to look to team fight a lot this game. So GP as a champion, let's take a look at his, or let's talk about GP for a second. So GP has a very strong late game, one of the best late games there is. It's just absolutely insane. But before that, he, his laning is a little bit weak, I would say. It's not terrible, but it is weak. And let me just talk about my first buy. So I like to go Corrupting Potion first. Some people like to go a Mana Crystal and then Refillable Potion. The reason is because you run out of mana so fast with Gangplank early on, and it basically comes down to what do you want to do? Do you want because okay, Gangplank's passive. I guess you can't see it. Oh, that's not really his passive, but he has Silver Serpents, and basically you get them. You get Silver Serpents by taking farm with your Q. And you can upgrade your ult at 500, and then you upgrade it again when you get another 500, and the last time when you get 500. So you have a total of 3 upgrades. Some people like to use their Q early on in lane to harass the enemy mid laner, and others like me like to use it to farm and get to 500 serpents earlier. It's just a personal preference thing. I like to really just get my serpents as fast as possible so I can have more of a presence in team fights, but some people like to win their lane, and so they'll queue the enemy and they'll get a lane lead that way and they can snowball a game like that. So it's really just a preference thing. And then I like to go Corrupting Potion just to help me sustain on my mana a little bit. You can go Mana Crystal to have more mana that'll last longer. It's really up to you. And then I always take TP. I try to get to 1,050 gold for a Sheen if I can. If I can't, I'll just get a mana crystal and some boots or something like that, and then quickly TP back to lane, and then your lane will start getting easier after that. So let's just, oh, and let's go over his abilities real quick. So your Q is called Parley. It basically just like shoots a bullet. Um, I always max this first. It's very strong. It gets you your Silver Serpents. Oh, here's where it describes the Silver Serpents. So you also get bonus gold for using it. Um, W is your oranges, is what people call them. So you eat an orange, it removes any CC you have on yourself. It's kind of like a QSS. It doesn't work for everything, like it won't work on Zettel or anything, but removes any crowd control you have on yourself, and it heals you. And then powder kegs, this is pretty much the biggest part of GP's kit. You'll place a barrel down, and then it'll have like 3 little bars, and the bars will slowly go down at first. It gets faster as the game goes on, but at first it'll slowly go down. When it has 1 bar left, you can shoot it with the Q and it'll blow up. And then I'll get into this later. You can also chain barrels at a time, and you'll see it later. It's hard to explain right now. And then his ult is just, it's a global ult, and it just basically rains down cannons on wherever you place it. It's super strong for team fights, and it can really turn a lane if you pay attention to your minimap. So now we know his abilities, let's just hop right into this lane. Irelia is kind of scary for me. I just opened up with a Q right there because there's no minions to Q yet. I know I can't really solo kill on Irelia. She's pretty scary to lane against, so I think I'm just going to focus on queuing minions and just get to my serpents as fast as possible. I want to play safe and just farm up, to be honest. Because again, we are a team fighting comp. I don't have to win my lane, and especially against an Irelia with Ignite when you're a GP with TP, it's really scary. So I'm just kind of being safe. Just farming up. And then let's talk about his build path a little bit. So there's 2 ways you can go. You can either rush you always want to go Triforce first. I forgot about that. You always want to rush Triforce first. Super good item for GP. Gives him everything. CDR, crits, attack speed, damage. It's just everything. And then second item, some people like to go Infinity Edge, and some people like to go Essence Reaver. I personally like to go Essence Reaver just because, again, I play for those team fights. And Essence Reaver will help you get more mana. It'll give you more cooldown CDR early on. Especially, which is really good for your barrels, and it's just a solid item overall. Or you can get IE second, which gives more damage early, but you won't have that mana sustain, and it kind of reduces your utility in team fights. I'm not saying either one is right or wrong, it's just my preference. They're both really strong. Whichever one you don't get second, you want to get third. So if you go Essence Reaver second, you want to get IE third for sure. And then I like to go CDR boots. I love going for 40% CDR. It's just great for his barrels late game. So here I'm just focusing on getting my serpents up. I have 32 right now. Usually I hit 500 in about 17 minutes, I want to say. Sometimes it's sooner if I really focus on Q farming. So yeah, we're not really hitting each other at all right now. Just focusing on Q farming. I think I might pop a corrupting potion here in a second just for the mana, even though my health is full, just so I can keep Q farming. Let's see how much gold I have. I currently have 738, so it looks like this game I will definitely be able to. Oh, Hecarim's coming in for a gank. I'm not really too sure about this. I put a barrel there and she jumped away. I don't know, I had no oh, Maokai's coming down. I think we might actually get a kill here. I can't remember. Yes, we do. Okay, so that was good. It's kind of a weird gank just because I didn't have any mana, but it was decent. My barrel placement right here was pretty bad. I didn't expect her to jump away like that. So right here, I just want to push this wave as fast as possible, so I'm just going to put a barrel down. You saw the bars and it got to 1, and then you can either hit it, but most of the time you want to Q it, because the Q will make it do a lot more damage. Right here, though, I don't have any mana. I'm just trying to push this in as fast as possible. So now I'm going to back. I have 1100, so right now I'm going to buy a Sheen, and I think I should buy a pink ward, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, so Sheen and Pink Ward, you always want to buy pinks as much as possible. GP's really immobile. He does have his W for CC, but you need to pay attention to where their jungler is, especially with an Irelia who can provide that stun, and then just her brute amount of damage. So definitely want to get a Pink Ward. And then here, okay, this is where the barrels start. So this is the barrel chain I'm talking about. So I place the first one down, and then I wait for it to get to 1 bar, and then I place the second one down, and if you shoot one with 1 bar and it's connected to another barrel, they'll both blow up, and it's really good for hitting enemies. I actually missed my Q that time, but I ended up auto-attacking it. See, it barely did any damage when I auto-attacked it. But as the game goes on, you'll want to use your barrels. They also help with your Silver Serpents. So if you put a barrel and it kills the minions when you Q it, they'll all count for Silver Serpent stacks. So I think it's like 4 per minion. So if you can get like 6 in 1 barrel, it's a lot of stacks. You can't really do it yet because the barrels don't do much damage, but eventually they'll be able to one-shot this backline. I don't know what Gragas is doing, so I'm just kind of back up. Yeah, I'm not looking to trade at all with Irelia right now. She's just way too scary of a champion, and I know I'll outscale her. I'll know I'll be a bigger force in teamfights. So yeah, here's an example where I hit those minions. I got them low enough, and I'm waiting for the minions to hit this cannon. So hopefully I'll get all 4 of these minions with 1 Q stack, and it'll just give me a lot of serpents. See there, yeah, I got like 30 serpents off of that. So look for chances you have where you can utilize that. Another thing is if you're kind of low, if you take some damage, I don't necessarily use your W. Like against Irelia, you want to save it for when she stuns you, and you can just get out for stun. You don't necessarily just want to use it for sustain all the time. Right here, we're just farming up. Let's see how much gold I have. 500. Ideally, you want to get enough for Phage for your second back, but usually you can just get a health crystal or a long sword or boots. Now I'm 6. When you're 6 with GP, you really want to be focusing on your mini-map, you know? Always be checking top and bot and just looking at opportunities you have to ult, because if you can ult and get assists, it's rare you'll get a kill from your ult unless they're like super low, or they'll get them low enough and your ult will kill them. But even assists will just help you get as much gold as you can get early on with GP. It's so good, and you can just help your other lane snowball as well. So always be looking at your minimap, looking for opportunities to ult and just change the game basically. I don't know why I didn't W there. I think I definitely should have used my oranges there for that stun. Oh, and here's another trick. The bars, they will go down by themselves, but you can also auto attack them to get a bar away, and it helps like, because they can also hit your barrels and knock them away. So this helps, like if you put one down, you auto attack it, and then you put another one down real quick. They won't be ready for it, and you can get a lot of damage down. So right here, Hecarim wants to gank, so I set up my barrels actually pretty poorly. She just dodges them again. That's okay, we got her flash. See, that was an example of the barrel chain. Didn't hit her. Still got a minion from it. So yes, the name of the game with GP is just scaling. And you'll see why. Eventually when you get 40% CDR and you have your max barrels, it's just so strong. Oh, and let's talk about his passive for a second too. His passive is when you see his scimitar light up like that, it'll do bonus damage, and it'll also apply a burn effect. Oh, okay, wait. Let's look at this ult. So, as I'm farming here again, like I said, you always want to be looking around the map. I think I ult bot. Yes, Hecarim pings that he wants to gank bot, so I'm looking bot as soon as he pings that. They missed the hook, but Hecarim's still coming in anyway, so I ult. You always want to ult their escape path and make them walk through your ult if they want to get away. So see, now they're forced to walk bot and take tower shots, and it's just an easy kill. Oh, Gragas comes and Janna actually lives, but see, I got an assist there. I think that was a really good ult. It just helped them kill Lucian, and it forced them to tower dive basically. So that was a good ult. I got an assist, got some gold. Oh, she stopped my chain there. Okay, just got some damage. Oh, that was a really good flash by Gragas. Yeah, I do end up dying. I wasn't really expecting that Gragas. I guess what I could have done better there is flash his body slam. That would have been pretty much the only thing I could have done. They just have so much damage between these two with red buff too. So I should have flashed his body slam. That would have been the only way I could have lived. Hecarim does end up getting out though, so it's not terrible. I'll just speed up until I attack. See, I ended up buying a longsword, ruby crystal, and boots just because I didn't have enough to finish the full stage. Let's see, how am I doing on stacks? I think that's bugged because I definitely have at least 100. Sorry about that. I wish I could see that. See, yeah, I didn't even change when I got that one. So yeah, here again, I'm setting up just to get 3. Early on, you want to auto attack those minions to get them low enough to where your barrel will actually take them, so you can get the stacks. Later though, your barrels will just one-shot the wave. Oh, see, she walked into my barrel there and I just queued in. It did so much damage and it slowed her. It just made for a super easy gank. Yeah, that was really nice. Then I'm just gonna push in this tower. Also with GP, I really like to take TP. Ignite's okay, and then sometimes if you're against Zed or something, you can take Exhaust, but I love TP. I love ulting and then maybe TP bot. I actually, if I was looking at my minimap a little more here, I think I actually TP bot. I'm taking mid tower, but I really think I could have. They fought really hard. Maybe at the start of the fight I could have TP'd. It's too late now because they both backed up. But I think at the beginning of that fight I actually could have TP'd here and maybe done something. Even though my ult's on cooldown, I think I could have swung that fight. Yeah, they both end up living, and I do get a... Oh, now I ult top, okay. Okay, let's see why I ult top. Okay, so there's a big 2v2. See, right, I should have ulted sooner there, too. This is, I guess, bad map awareness on my part. I could have... yeah, I could have ulted bot or TP'd bot, or I could have ulted top or TP'd top. I'm not sure why I didn't do either one. I do end up ulting top. Just help this Maokai finish off this Gragas. I actually think that was kind of a wasted ult. He has red buff. I think he would have won that anyways. But either way, I do get another assist. Do get some more gold. But I definitely think I should have ulted sooner, either bot or top, or TP'd either one. So that just comes down to a map awareness thing. I just... okay, I didn't have TP, but I did have ult. I should have been paying more attention, especially when I'm taking this tower. There's nobody who's gonna kill me right there because their jungler's top. I really just died, so I should have been looking around the map while I was taking that tower. Okay, so I finished my phage, and I got the Brawler's gloves. I like to get the Brawler's. If you can't finish a Zeal, I like to get the Brawler's gloves first, just because crit is super strong on AP. Okay, so there was another example of where I hit the first barrel, and so it got to 1 bar really fast, and then I quickly popped up the second one and just hit a double barrel, and it did some decent damage on her. Yeah, my serpents are still super bugged. Okay, we should not have chased that far into... After she ran away and we saw Janna there, we shouldn't have kept chasing because you can probably guess that Gragas is going to come there, so never chase blindly into a river or jungle. You can always just assume somebody else is going to be there, so Thresh, we got a little greedy there and Thresh almost died. He ended up having to flash, but... So here, they're kind of pushing mid. I just kind of want to wave clear a little bit. I thought Irelia was about to hit that, so I went ahead and blew it up. So yeah, I'm gonna take these two with the barrel. Again, always just look to set up things like that where you can get multiple minions with the barrel for stacks. Okay, right there when Irelia roamed, that roam was pretty pointless. I should have pushed mid. Oh, I guess we're collapsing on her now. I actually kind of did. Okay, I ulted. I actually kind of messed that up a lot. I got too close to her, and I actually gave her an escape path. She was able to jump on me and get away from Hecarim or Thresh. If I kept more distance, I think Hecarim or Thresh could have gotten there sooner. So that one was my bad. Okay, that was a really good barrel. I see Thresh coming, so I just go ahead and hit her with the barrel, and that was a free killer. It's pretty difficult to land your barrels, but if you do, they can be very strong for setting up ganks. So if you see your jungler is about to gank, just start setting up a barrel chain and look to hit one, and it's pretty much a guaranteed kill. Come back strong. So let's see how much gold I have now. 1200, so I think I have enough to finish Trinity Force. I might be wrong though. Yeah, I did have enough to finish Trinity Force. And then also, I bought another pink ward. You just always want to keep buying pink wards if you have the gold for it. They're pushing mid, so most of the time you do just end up TPing mid, which is fine because it helps you farm more faster, which is real. Oh, okay, there's an example I want to show. This combo is really hard actually, and you need to practice it a lot before you use it in a ranked game, because if you fail this combo, you're gonna end up using all of the barrel charges you have, and you'll be useless for the fight basically because you won't have any barrels stacked up. So you need to really be careful about this. I've practiced this a lot. I recommend practicing it. It's where you set up 2 barrels, and then you shoot the first one, and while the chain is going off, you place a third one. So in the middle of the chain going off, you place a third one, and they'll all 3 go off, and it can take somebody by complete surprise. So that's what I do here to Lucian. So you see there, I started the chain, and then I placed the third one, and it did like half of his health. Another thing with GP early on before you get items is your auto attack won't one-hit the backline minions after 1 tower shot, so you want to auto attack them once before and then auto attack them again, or use your Q. Just speed up a little bit. And always look to get blue buff if you can. It's just really strong, helps your cooldown. I'm gonna speed up a little bit until the next team fight, or the event happens basically. So right here, I'm still just a Q farming up. Okay, I hit. Go back a little bit. So I really was kind of sitting here, and my Thresh sees her, so he's gonna roam up, and so I'm just gonna start a barrel chain right here in this bush. She can't even see me, and it's just an easy chain right there. Thresh is here. I end up ulting to slow her and do some extra damage. That was actually a pretty bad ult again. She basically just ran out of it and it was useless. I don't know why I put it there. I should have cut off her escape path, put it over here somewhere, and forced her to go up, and Thresh would have been there to hit her, but oh well, we forced her out of lane. The most important thing is objective, so we did force her out of lane, and we can get a lot of damage on this tower, so it's not the end of the world. That was a good push on the Janna. I end up getting the kill. And yeah, GP is very good at kiting because your barrels slow them. So if they're chasing you, always just lay down barrels and just try to hit them with one, and it'll slow them down pretty well. Yeah, one of them. Okay, get caught now. One of the most important things about getting used to GP is getting used to that bar cooldown, because before you hit max level barrels, it is pretty slow. So you really need to get used to it. Because if the enemy knows it better than you, they're just going to kill your barrel every time. So you need to know the timing of it and exactly when you can Q to set the barrel off. Mayokai kind of gets caught. I put a barrel down. I think, yeah, I did hit a 3-man barrel, but I'm not too sure what that Mayokai was thinking. Oh wow, that was such a good move. Okay, so we're chasing him in. I don't have ult here. If I did, this would be such an easy fight. I hit a good barrel chain on Lucian and Janna right there, but again, they have more people than us. That was a bit ambitious. Oh wow, he actually goes through. Yeah, I don't know why he did that. And then, yeah, I followed him. I should have just let him suicide there, because that was mostly his fault, but it was also my fault for following him. I should have just stayed at this tower and tried to wave through with my barrels. Oh well. That was actually pretty bad. They have a 3k gold lead now, and they took our mid tower. If I had ult there, that would have been a lot better, but unfortunately I didn't. Just running mid here, so yeah, I'm going for this S&P rebuild. One thing to note about, okay, so his level, when he gets level 13, that's when you should have your barrels max, because you max at second. Here, I'll pause before this fight breaks out. It's really easy to hit barrels once you hit the max level barrels. The bars charge down super fast, and you can basically queue them after placing them, and it's really easy to set up chains. Okay, so there's a fight breaking out. Our whole team is super split right now. We've got Hecarim's kind of going for a solo mission. I think he might kill Gragas. But I'm coming in. I've got my ult now. I actually think we might be able to win this fight. Let's see how it plays out. So Hecarim kills Gragas and he dies. So jungler for jungler. They're coming into Dragon. You always want to set up barrels and choke points that they have to go through. He ends up killing both of them. So okay, there's not really a fight happening here. One thing about GP is when their team is so grouped in big, chaotic team fights, it's really easy to sneak barrels in the middle of them, and those barrels can just single-handedly win a team fight. So you really want to look for chances when you can sneak a barrel in that they aren't expecting. Okay, right there, you saw that little animation. That means you have 500 Silver Serpents, and you want to back as fast as possible to upgrade your ult. It'll just be on the shop right there. It should be super easy to see. I like to buy Fire at Will first and then Death's Otter second. That's just my personal preference. And yeah, we'll see how this goes. Speed up a bit. So you can't see it here, but I did. Oh, actually you can't see her. Yeah, so you can see here I bought Fire of Will. I'm picking up the side lane now. Oh, oops. Now that my barrels are maxed. Now, okay, that basically pretty much after you have Triforce, your barrels can one-shot the backline like that, and it's just super easy to stack serpents faster. Okay, so fight's breaking out top. Okay, I actually think we can win this. Man, that was a terrible ult again. Why did I do that? Why did I just not ult right here? I would have killed Lucian at least. I don't... Oh man, I'm tilting myself just by watching. Oh, and that was a super good body slam. Oh my gosh, what am I doing? Okay, and at this point, my barrels do pretty much clear. See, I have a barrel stuck in right here. I might be able to... no, okay. Not too much happened there. I'm not level 13 yet. Hitting 13 is actually a huge deal. What is it? See, they aren't even paying attention to my barrel right there. There's another good one. But I'm not level 13 yet. My teammates are going in one by one and getting caught. There's not too much I can do. Oh, I do end up... Okay, that was not smart of me. I got way too greedy to kill that Lucian. I ended up trying to flash onto him. Over the past few minutes, my play has just been absolute horror. That ult was terrible. That was way too greedy. I should have just backed off over here. I really should be waiting until I hit level 13, just for my barrels. That's okay, we're down 6k gold lead, and I know it looks bad. Again, Maokai's going in by himself, it's not fair. We're throwing really hard, and it looks bad, but I am playing Gangplank, and his late game is so insane. You should never give up on a game when you're playing Gangplank, just because you can one-shot people. And again, my Thresh just goes in by himself and dies. But, another thing is when you're playing Gangplank and you have TP, you have your ult and your TP. Split pushing is pretty effective, and picking up these side waves, especially to get Silver Serpents faster. It's always look for chances to do that. I end up walking mid because they were chasing. This was actually a good ult this time. They want to chase us, so I know... Oh, and okay. Wow, that was a really good play, and it set up a good barrel chain. I did a lot of damage, but again, we're just going in one by one. No, not everybody on our team is up. This game is going pretty downhill pretty fast, but again, it's not over. I'm playing GP. Okay, and I just want to show you how fast this goes down. It's really strong. So I should place the barrel here in a second. So yeah, watch how fast that went down. Super fast, and I got an easy chain on dilution. Level 13 is just such a strong point for GP. Oh, and another thing, your boots, if they have a super CC team, you might go Merc Tread, but I really prefer CDR boots. It gets you to 40%. That's just so good for your barrels, especially late game. Hector's getting caught again. Again, we're just going in one by one. We're not coordinated at all. We do end up picking off Lucian. They did overstay here. Yeah, they overstayed a lot. If we were a little more coordinated, Hecarim wouldn't have died, but that's okay. They overstayed some. We got a few kills back. What's more important is what we do with these kills. We need to get something. We're pinging Baron. I actually don't think that's the best call because our jungler is dead. And it's 24 minutes. That Baron does a lot of damage. I think we should take mid tower. Let's see what ends up happening. We do end up going for Baron. I would have preferred going for mid tower. Let's see what happens though. This Baron is just shredding us. That was a bad barrel chain. I thought he'd walk this way, but he didn't. Okay, we end up killing each other. Oh my god. Okay, he does die. Look how much damage he's taking from Baron though. I think we might actually get it. Okay, I have ult right now. I hit a good barrel on the Lucian, but I'm super low. I end up ulting him and I end up dying here. I think just in general as a team, that was just a bad call. We do end up getting 1-for-1 and Baron, so that's good. But I think we could have taken 1 or 2 towers mid, and instead now they have 4 up, and they're kind of in control of the objectives at the moment. They're taking Dragon. We can't really push anything yet because I'm dead. I really think we should have pushed up mid there, but that's okay. Okay, now I have Essence Reaver and an extra BF sword. Let me talk about this. Once you get Essence Reaver and CDR boots, you will have 40% CDR. And that's why I like to go Essence Reaver, because once you use your barrels, having 40% CDR just helps them charge up so much faster. And it's just, again, it's the teamfight presence. With this another BF sword, I'm going for the IE. Just more crit, more damage. You want to be trying to farm with GP all game, just getting those silver stuff. So we end up pushing mid with Baron and get the first tower. We're down 5k gold now, which is still pretty huge, but again, I'm GP. We have Caitlyn. We have late game damage. We can still do this. That Gragas. Okay, this would be a good time. Okay, I do end up ulting right here. Again, I need to work on the GP ults, man. I should have ulted this way and cut off their escape route. That's okay, we catch Gragas in their jungle. It's still a 5v4 right now. We should just push mid. Did a nice barrel on the Lucian. Just fast forward. Yeah, we can't really siege against that team though. Game's just kind of in a stall. Okay, here's the team fight up right now. Hit an okay barrel there. Thresh just kind of got caught out by himself. Just backing up the tower. Things like this, see right there, they're focusing on killing your teammates. They're not focusing on your barrels. You can easily hit a good barrel combo, and I chunk Lucian. I dropped the ult down onto Hecarim ult. This was actually a good ult right here. It's in the middle of their entire team. And look, Maokai comes in. We have so much AoE damage. fighting comp I was talking about. Okay, they end up living. I get jumped on by Aurelia, but I'm okay. Just always kiting back, kiting back. Caitlyn gets a kill. Oh man, we're all so low. Okay. See, that was a really good team fight. Oh, I missed the barrel there. Yeah, that was using our comp correctly. We actually had a good team fight. We had a bunch of AoE into my ult and Hecarim ult, and they overextended, so we were able to pick up a few kills. We have a huge wave top, so we're pushing mid while that wave pushes top. I think I'm actually just gonna back here. Okay, no, we end up pushing mid. Top's pushing. We should be able to get both of these towers. Oh, that was a good barrel. Yeah, I ended up having to. I could have taken the lantern, but I just flashed the pillars too safe. Okay, so yeah, Trundle's chasing, so you just want to kite back with your barrels right now until. Okay, Gragas gets hot there a little bit. I missed my barrel. That was a pretty bad spot. I should have put my second barrel this way instead of this way. Okay, they're chasing. See, they're chasing straight into my barrels. I hit a good two-person barrel, then I go ahead and ult, get some damage onto Janna, so she has to run away, and we killed Trundle. So I think that was a good ult. Again, you need to fight around your barrels. When they're on cooldown, you need to back off, and when they're up, you need to be doing as much damage as possible. That's why I said earlier that the barrels is such a big part of the kit. So at this point, I have my Essence Reaver, I have my IE. I am so you are so massive at this point in the game. I'm so confident that we're gonna win this game now, just because of how strong I am. If I hit a good barrel or a good ult, like the team fight is pretty much won. That's how good the late game is. Okay, we take Dragon, and another fight's breaking out here. I think I actually missed my barrel there. I'm saving my ult until they bring again. So they're chasing us and they're kind of grouped up. I hit a nice barrel and a good ult, and again, this is our team fighting combo. Our team fight is just better than theirs, I think. Our target focus is good. We killed the tanks first. That was a really good hook on the Lucian. That team fight was pretty chaotic and pretty split up. I really hope. We chase Janna here, pick her up. Let's see if we get the ace. I don't think we can. We shouldn't chase Aurelia, we should just push mid right now. I know it was kind of hard to see everything that I did that fight, but I did hit a good ult, I think. And I had some nice barrels. Another thing, it's not horrible if you just Q enemy champions too. Your Q just still does a lot of damage on its own, so if you don't have barrels or you don't think you can hit a good barrel chain, it's not bad just using your Q on champions. So that was a really good team fight. We really just want to kind of ignore Aurelia there and just take the tower. We know they're spawning, so we just back up after that. And again, if they want to chase, she actually dodged my barrels there. That was a nice cue. But she's chasing, so I really just want to kite back with my barrels. See how much it slows her. And, she ends up flashing. I think Maokai actually lives here. Yeah, I hit another good barrel that slows them. Okay, I remember. Yeah, he took the Thresh Lantern. He's safe.
Come back stronger.
Okay, I think yes, I go Last Whisper after this just because of how tanky their team is. Trundle has so much armor, Gragas has armor, Aurelia has armor. Oh, what's going on? Oh no, I think this is a bug. Oh, I think my replay's not working anymore. Maybe if I... Okay, it's working again. Okay, Okay, no, they didn't. Okay. Not too sure what happened there. But at this point, we're now 2k gold ahead, and oh wow, I guess we missed something top then because we ended up taking top inhib. So sorry I missed that play. My replay.gg kind of messed up a little bit. I'm not too sure what happened, but now we're ahead in gold. Sieging with that wasn't the best barrel, but I still hit Trundle. I end up ulting there. We just do so much damage. That was a good barrel chain on the Trundle. See, I have Last Whisper, and he you can shred tanks late game. He's just good late game champion all around. That was a nice hook. I should have set up my barrels here. I hit Aurelia. And then yeah, we end up just winning the game. I think we should, okay. That was a nice W on the Lucian. Yeah, we kill him. And I think the game ends right here. Yeah, that was pretty much it. We were really behind that game, and GP, never give up when you're playing GP because your late game is so good. You can single-handedly carry a game. I think I looked at the damage chart and I did like 60k damage this game, or 55k I want to say, which is 10k more than anybody else in the game did. So his late game is so strong. I'm having so much fun playing him, to be honest. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Leave any comments if you have any criticism, anything I could have done better, or tell me what champion you want to see next. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.